Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Syahrul Erva Fahruriza, and my number is 21, 20, 20, and 51. Okay, today I would like to give you a presentation about analyzing movie. But before we start it, I'm sorry if you hear anything in the background because it's raining outside, so I apologize. Okay, so analyzing movie. Today I will analyze one movie that called Sully, Sully. Yes, that's a person's name. So that movie tells about an airplane accident. So the US Airways 1549 was going to Charlotte from LaGuardia Airport, but they got hit by bird. So yes, that's a bird strike. So the bird hit both engines of the airplane. So the airplane had to come back to LaGuardia Airport for emergency landing. So this movie was released on 2016, and this movie was based on true story that the US Airways 1549 got hit by a bird, and they had to do an emergency landing in the water, specifically at Hudson River, LaGuardia. So the accident was on January 15th, 2009. So let's talk about the characters in this movie. So the main characters are the Captain Sully Sullenberger. So he is the pilot of US Airways 1549 in this movie. So, and then the next one is the first officer, Jeff Skiles. So he is the co-pilot of US Airways 1549. And then the supporting characters, there are Lorraine Sullenberger, which is the captain's wife, and then Sheila, Doreen, and Donna. They are the cabin crew. And then the NTSB crew. NTSB is National Transportation Safety Board. Okay, now let's move to what can you learn from this movie. So let's start with the values. I'm sorry, I will not talk about the culture because I think this movie was based on true stories, so there are no culture things in this movie. So the values in this movie is, first, be patient when you have a problem. So you have to be patient, just believe that you can solve this problem and everything is gonna be okay. And then the next one is, don't be afraid when you face a problem. So when you think that you are right and you are not wrong, so just keep it and don't be afraid to face that problem. And then the moral in this movie is, don't judge too quickly, and also don't insult too easily. The NTSB, National Transportation Safety Board, insult the captain because of the captain landed the plane into the water, the Hudson River, and the NTSB insult him why he landed into the water and why not he landed to LaGuardia Airport. So they insult him before they listen the CVR or the black box of the airplane. So the moral is, don't judge too easily, don't insult too quickly before you get to know them or before you know the truth is. And then the education. Well, I think from this movie it helps me to improve my speaking and my listening as well, because the captain voice is so calm, so I can use it as a listening to improve my listening skills as well. And about the speaking, I also memorized one scene when the captain in the meeting room with NTSB, and I don't know why I memorized it because it was so cool, and I learned how to speak and how the intonations. Let me give you an example in that scene. So the captain, which is the captain Sully Salenberger, said, he said like this: "Can we get serious now? We've all heard about the computer simulations, and now we are watching the actual sims, but I can't quite believe you still have not taken into account the human factor." The pilots were not behaving like human beings, like people who are experiencing this for the first time. Immediately after the bird strike, they are turning back for the airport, just as in the computer sims, correct? They obviously knew the turn and exactly what heading to fly. They did not run a check. They did not switch on the APU. No one warned us. No one said that you are going to lose both engines at a lower altitude than any jet in history. But be cool, just make left turn for LaGuardia like you are going back to pick up the milk. This was dual engine loss at 2,800 feet, followed by immediate water landing with 155 souls on board. No one has ever trained for an incident like that. So he said like that, and I was like, oh my god, his intonation is so cool, and he's calm to speak in English. So I memorized it, and I learned how how the way he speak in English and the intonation as well. So I use the intonation as well in my life. Okay, the last one, talk about life. In this movie, I like when the captain always called his wife by phone. Yes, the captain Sully Salenberger and his wife doing a long distance relationship. So the captain always called his wife by phone every day. So the captain always tell about his life and what happened today. And for example, like today the captain going to where and what happened. So I just love that relationship. And when the captain call his wife, he always say, "I love you, Lorraine." So that makes my heart feel like, oh my god, they are so sweet. Well, I think that's all about this presentation analyzing movie. If you haven't watched this movie, I recommend you to watch it right now. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.